Hello, everyone, and welcome to Frontier Unlocked. This is the November edition, and it's actually, sad face, the last live show we're going to be doing for 2024. We might be back, we'll be back in December for a pre-recorded show. We've got some more news for you in December, so we'll have a show going out, date to be confirmed, because if we followed the pattern, the last Wednesday of every month would be Christmas Day. And I love Unlocked, and you love Unlocked.
I do.
But I do love my Christmas turkey more, as you can see by my ever-expanding waistline. So we won't be here on Christmas Day, but we will have something for you in December. But this is the last live show.
Yes.
It's been an amazing year. And we're going to cap it off live with another amazing show.
Yes.
Chantel, what have we got coming up?
We have got lots to talk about. We have all things Planet Coaster related.
Yes.
We have Rich and Adam here.
Yes.
We also have some Planet Zoo console edition news. And then we have the wonderful Zach here as well to talk about Elite Dangerous.
Yes, we do, along with another guest.
Another guest.
Not been around for a little while, but he will be back as well to talk about Elite Dangerous. We have
indeed.
some drops that are on the go. People with eagle-eyed have noticed. It's not Elite drops this year. I'll talk about that in a moment. But what drops do we have?
We have the Planet Coaster 2 Viking drops. So these are the Twitch drops here. You have to watch for 20 minutes in order to get hold of these. So we've got the Viking hat, we have the Viking top and the Viking shorts.
There we go. So just watch for 20 minutes. If you've got Planet Coaster 2, this will be available. Remember to claim your drops.
Yes,
please.
make sure to claim them.
Claim your drops. All right, that's not all though, is it? Because it's the last live show, we wanted to have a bit of a celebration as well and give away some cool prizes. Chantel, what prizes do we have this month?
So I'll start with the bits at the front. So we have a nice little Elite beanie here.
Yep.
We have a Planet Zoo pin. We have the lovely green Planet Zoo.
A staple. It's been a
water
staple
bottle.
for our competitions.
They're so good. We also have a GeForce RTX 3080 to give away. We have a lovely mechanical keyboard. But Arthur,
That's not all, is it?
that is not all.
Have I got to move for this? I have. I'm going to have to shuffle off camera and get this. Oh, careful how I do this.
Drag it in.
There we go. I'm getting old. Oh, there we go. And there's a giant monitor. Can you see that? Which camera? On this camera. Oh, no, he's moved it. Producer Adam, what are you doing? There we go. 31.5 inches of goodness.
I feel like you're on QVC.
Yeah. There we go. I'll put it down there because my back will go. There we go. Cool. So there's a lot of prizes to be won in this show as well. We should probably say hello to chat. That's in here. So we're saying Viking Zero said hello, Dizzy Webb, hello. There we go. Hannah B, Isa. It's moving very fast now. NASA 105. Oh, there we go.
Hello,
07.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of 07s. Hello. Great to see you all. Hello, all our Coaster fans as well. All our Zoo fans. Hello, nice to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. We can see YouTube. We can see Twitch.
Yes.
So, wow, I cannot read out any names here at
so
all.
fast.
Someone put meow, though. I did see that. Meow went past. So, meow back. So, welcome.
I want to thank the mods as well. The mods are here. Thank you very much for being here to help us out.
Doing some great work with a very active and very full chat. So, thank you so much for being here. So, right, okay, I think we've covered off most of the news. Oh, in terms of the Twitch drops for our Elite fans, keep an eye on our socials because there will be some festive drops that will be making their way to you via our wonderful partners in the partner program. So keep an eye on who's in that partner program and how you might be able to get hold of them. But we have got some wonderful festive drops for you coming in a few weeks' time because obviously it's Christmas. So there we go.
Season.
Festive season is upon us. All right. So I guess we should move and get our first guests on and start talking about Planet Coaster. But in order to get us to that point, and using the magic of production so you don't see our guests run past the camera, we're going to roll the Accolades trailer. So enjoy this one, and we'll see you in about a minute and a half. Look at that, chat. We've moved. We have moved seats. What a magic of production. Right, so I guess, Adam, let's go to the wide shot. There we go. Ta-da! Welcome back, Rich and Ads.
How did I get
Look
here?
at this magic.
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 I was over there a second
Again.
ago, now I'm here.
Also reliably informed by producer Adam, it was 1 minute, not 1 minute 30 for that asset. So sorry,
it quick.
chat, got that wrong. But right, we've got a lot to talk about. First off, thanks for coming back on the show. It's been 3 weeks since we've launched Planet Coaster 2. I think we're going to roll a few assets. It's been great to see some of the creations that have been made by some of our players already. Some of this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Adam, have you got that asset to roll? He's nodding, chat, like he should have been doing it. Like, oh yeah, I've got it. Here we go. Here's some of the Workshop Wonders stuff. What's it been like for you guys to see this stuff come out?
It's been amazing. Every few days we'll get someone will share a link or a YouTube video to something. It's like, look what they've made, and it just it's filling the team with joy seeing all the amazing stuff that people have been building in the game.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I didn't work on the original Planet Coaster, but I know that there was a sense, when I joined Planet Coaster 2, I was pulling some of the workshop stuff down and kind of pulling apart how they built it and stuff. And then I personally had that sense of, I didn't even know they were going to use that piece like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how did they think about that? And I really I hoped a lot that Planet Coaster 2 got that as well. You know,
I mean,
that sense of like, how did they do that then? What piece of that is incredible?
Yeah, it's very, very cool. I think when we go into the segment we've used lots of elements from the
Because
workshop,
it's
actually.
been-
It's
It's a wonderful inspiration for us as well of how people have been using the tools, how they've been using the themes, the scenery pieces in ways that we hoped they would, and
Yeah.
they've really shown how flexible and creative they can be with those things as well. So it's been great.
So we've got a lot to talk about. We've announced.
We do.
We're always watching. Always watching, Wazowski. We're always watching. So we've got our first update is coming in December.
Yes.
We've got a lot of stuff to go through. So we have notes, by the way. There's a lot of stuff.
Got notes.
So bear with us.
Down.
We don't want to miss anything. That's why.
No.
Yeah,
don't
we've got a
miss
lot
it
to go
out.
through. So what I'm going to do is, you are very kindly going to go through some of the stuff that's in update 1, and you're very kindly going to be showing us as we go along. And we also got some footage
Ready.
that we can roll in the background as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
let's start, shall we? Where are we going to start? We start at the beginning with UI and stuff. What we're doing with UI?
Yeah, so on the kind of the feedback you guys have been giving us, we've been focused on improvements to the browser and the controls and all those interactive elements of building and managing in Planet Coaster 2. So focused first on the browser, which is one of the biggest tools that you'll be using for the game, is accessing all that stuff. So one of the things we've been doing is making it quick and easy for PC players, mouse and keyboard players to move between different things that they want to.
Yep.
Very quick and easy. So one of the first things we're adding in the update in December is the browser will stay up whilst you're in different tools. So in this example, as my wonderful assistant is showing, Adam's in the path builder or the terrain tools. He can quickly get into the coaster and the flight ride stuff as well. So it's quick and easy. You don't have to exit that to get to those. So those will stay up all the time now because we want to make it really quick and easy for our players to get between different things. Next one, and I'm just going to rattle through.
I mean, there's a lot to go through. Also, this park is one of them. This is
yeah.
Wolf. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the workshop's full of amazing stuff, and we felt that we want to showcase some of that stuff. This park is made by Saddam Wolf. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and there's an argument about that. I think is this the giant squid?
The giant squid by, as known as Kyle made. That
Yeah.
we saw and went, oh, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
been waiting for them to finish it so that we could just get it down and be, because we've been seeing the post of like, oh, I'll be work in progress. As soon as it's finished, I was like, that's very nice. And
Yeah.
put that
This
in.
actually caught the eye of our CEO.
Yes.
So Johnny
Yeah.
Watts is a big fan of this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
and it's just a wonderful use of flumes into something really creative. This is a fantastic piece.
I was messaging
really.
him on Reddit being like, are you done yet? Are you done? Come on, I want to see.
Just a little nudge.
All right, sorry.
Yes.
Do you want to shut it off? But that's just showing some of the creativity that we've seen so far. So what's next on the list?
So we've got browsers no longer closing when you're placing a blueprint. So when you're moving through different blueprints and you'll want to quickly move between placing one and placing another, the browser will no longer close. So it's now quick and easy to put multiple blueprints down in once. So
What you may have missed there is that the scenery tab defaults to the custom pieces rather than the blueprints.
Right,
So
okay.
you kind of defaults there,
Yeah.
gets you straight into those custom pieces, and you can build your condense. Of course, blueprints are one click away.
Yeah.
And you've got your blueprints that you want.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
we've got the browser tooltips are going to stay open when you're in placement mode.
Yeah. I could have stayed.
Could have stayed
here.
there.
That's all right.
So if I'm
We'll
here,
forgive
I
you.
can now just see the pop-up information of anything whilst I'm also placing it down.
Yeah, that's very useful.
Yeah, just gives you again that sort of quick speed of being able to assess what piece you want next.
Yeah,
If you want more
yeah,
info.
that makes sense.
So next one, search tool. Now I always use the search tool to find things.
And I always look for a light.
always looks for his light. And we've
Yeah.
added the ability for you to clean that out really quick and easy. There's an X
an
in
X
there for
there.
you to just get rid of it.
Fine.
So
All right. So
if you're finding lights, walls, coast, whatever you need to be, just
I suppose
straight
you
away.
didn't go to search for tree or fire because that's
No.
normally where you go to.
Normally we're
for-
very simple.
Tree or
Yeah,
fire.
tree or fire. Tree or fire.
I'm a simple man. I need
Yeah.
trees. I need fire.
Keyboard shortcut. So we get a lot of feedback on ease of use for keyboard, getting to different places in game really quickly and easily. So we've added a lot more keyboard shortcuts as part of the update
Yeah.
in December. One of which is on the F keys. You can
Yeah.
now cycle between
go.
all of the. So F1 to F8.
2, F3, F4, F5, 6, 7, and 8 take
Cool.
you from coasters all the way to scenery.
Nice.
We've also confirmed that Adam can count.
He has.
2-8.
Slowly though.
Finally.
It was slowly,
It was.
but
You got
I had to do two things at once. I
I
had
know.
to count and press the right
Yeah.
button.
that is
So,
difficult.
you know,
There's
that's
also,
a lot.
There's also shortcuts using the numbers at the top of the keyboard.
Yeah,
for
so I can get to pathing tools, I can get to scenery brush, and I can also get to the terrain tools, 8, 9, and 0.
and 4, 5, 6, 7 access the ones on the upper left as well. 1,
Right.
2, 3, we're doing your time. So there's a bit of
yeah.
hybrid
It's just speed
there.
of use, right? So if you want to go
Yes,
somewhere
exactly.
quickly, you just start press
Yep.
one button click and you're there. So
Yeah.
I know people like Rich Hudson, who was building some of our parks. He's big on the olds.
Yep.
He's always pressing keys
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time.
And a lot
so-
of the drive for these shortcuts are those people that are keyboard power users, as it were, that want to quick and easy get to things, the rebindable controls that we've already got, and adding more shortcuts and more flexibility with that stuff.
Cool.
Big one. We started off small, we're getting bigger.
It's all right.
Big one.
Yeah.
Creating new coasters, rides, tracked rides, and
Oh,
flumes.
yes, this is a big one, isn't it?
That
Let me use F1 to open up the coasters.
Oh, that's what you did there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
now, if you were to create a custom one, the options are now embedded as part of the browser, as opposed to bringing up a separate piece of UI. So now you can see all of the coasters in the same UI,
Nice.
so you can
Yeah.
see a lot of the pictures, and you can choose that way, as opposed to the old design that we had. We've embedded it as part of the browser.
Yep.
And as I say, that affects the coasters, the flat rides, the tracked rides, and the flumes.
Let me go to flat rides through F2.
Yeah.
There are the flat rides.
No one likes to show off
Through.
now. All right.
So I can still count. I'm just making sure everyone knows I can still count.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the created customs are now embedded.
So
in
it's just,
the browser.
I mean, I know, obviously we're aware of the thing, but it's just a lot quicker now
Yeah.
to see things, do things, get to where you want to be, understand what you're putting down. So I think this will be very well received by a lot. I know people asked for this, so thank you so much for adding
We
this
started
in.
with looking at the workshop and talking about the workshop wonders and all that stuff, and this is we're doing these improvements predominantly to help support those kind of people that
Yeah.
are building stuff, or people that are learning how to do that to get into things quicker and easier.
Yep.
So we've done those two. You did those. We've added some, as Anna says, pop-ups for the browser elements. So as he was hovering over items, you get feedback on what they are. So
Yeah.
staff, you now get information about what their pay is.
Okay.
So you have an idea of what you're getting yourself
Into, yeah,
so
yeah.
when you go, oh,
Yeah.
I love King Coaster, I'm going to have 10 of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
It
An army
is-
of Goldbees is not so appealing
Yeah.
now.
It's a management game as well, so we wanted to make sure it's clear to you what you're about to start spending a lot of money on.
Yeah.
Accidentally, we've got pop-ups on the facilities as well. So the shops. So if you're wanting to choose between the different drinks or food shops, know which brand it is and what their food, what they're selling as well, because obviously your guests have different
Needs.
different
Yeah.
needs and different tolerances. So having that feedback in there before you're picking as to what you're buying. So if you're short on, if you have too many pizza pens or too few, you can actually have an idea of
I'm
what.
not sure it's possible to have too many pizza pens.
I knew
but
I made a mistake there. Whilst you're inside the track editor, so when you're building coasters, we get some feedback that it was slower than you expected to get back to the browser and start doing different things. So we've improved how quick that is to get back on PC and console. Now it's just one button. And
Yep.
Adam's back in the browser and building something else if he wants.
Yep.
On pad, that's a hold. So you hold the B button back down and it will do a big jump back to where you were. B like backs you out in steps,
Yep.
but hold brings you all the way back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes
So that
sense.
is just some of the improvements we've been making
Yeah.
to the browser.
Yeah.
Big tool that people are using a lot to get to different content. There's some improvements on it, remembering which tab you were in. Which section you
Yeah,
were
exactly.
in.
I was going to call
Yeah.
that out. If I switch to blueprints and then I move to another tab and come back, it will still be in blueprints.
Yeah.
Or if I select custom and go away, I come
Yeah.
back and it's in custom. So
Yeah.
you can sort of set it, although it's not the default, it does remember what you're doing in that session, and then you can just,
And these are the highlighted part. There's a lot of stuff you're working on here. We're just calling out some stuff that we
Yeah.
want to be able to show you in this show, right? There's a ton of stuff in here.
Yeah.
We're starting to put together what we think the changelog and the patch notes will be for the update, and it's
a lot of heavy reading for when it comes out.
And we just want to make sure we've covered everything as well. So, right, controls, bit of a hybrid with browser. So, a lot of these are predominantly PC-only improvements on controls, again, focused entirely on mouse and keyboard players. Edge scrolling.
Yep.
You can now have edge scrolling in Planet Coaster 2 if you would like, if you'd like to play that. So you can turn it on.
You've got the speed as well, that if you want to set it different speeds. And then we have full edge scrolling.
Yeah, so it's on or off. You can have it. It's up to you,
Yeah.
and you can set the speed at which it's going to scroll at. Yeah, cool.
I'm going to turn it
Nice.
back off again, just in case I hit the edge of the screen, and I didn't want to because I'd lined something up nicely. So
You can always tell when Adam is testing edge scrolling at the office because he'll turn it on and then he'll walk away, and his game is now focused halfway across the map. Angled snap and a lot of the other sliders in the tools, which are based where you go from off to different angles. We've added a UI element that allows you to quickly turn that on and off. So if you have 45 degrees on, as opposed to you having to drag that back to the left to be off, we've added a toggle, so the button to just turn it on and off. And that's also got a keyboard shortcut as well. So it's G, so I think we've remapped it from what it used to be, which was P, which is quite visually. It's going to be back to front to you guys, because it's on the left. There you go. P is quite far away. We're trying to focus a lot of the stuff on the left hand. So whilst it's over there, P was just a bit too far. So we've moved it to G.
Now I feel like I'm on keyboard.
There you go. So we just moved it closer to that left hand. So you've got more power stuff in that left hand side of the keyboard.
Which you can remap as well.
Which you can rebind. Great segue.
Thank you.
We've added, we're going to be adding rebindable controls for camera tilt and some of the mouse controls. So we've had lots of feedback from people that are using trackpads and people playing on laptop that they can't rebind that thing. The trackpad.
The trackpad, yeah.
So we've added that now as an option, so you can have that extra control and camera tilt. Sorry, they can't rebind camera tilt for people using trackpads, so we've added that as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot more control for those kind of inputs. Yeah. The delete key, shortcuts. I love a shortcut. If you press delete when you're not doing anything, now you're in demolish mode.
Ah, yes.
All the parts.
Just delete everything. Just don't delete.
Don't press any buttons now. This is where I'd be running amok.
Multi-select, while you're in multi-select mode and you want to switch between add and subtract mode, we've added it so that control and shift are now toggles. You don't have to be holding them anymore to enter those modes. So if you want to be in add mode, just toggle it on, toggle it off.
Yeah.
Nice and quick and easy. Done that one. And the escape behavior. So people
I
using,
just did it there actually.
Yeah, to come out of the menu.
Just press escape. You used to be bringing up the pause menu sometimes. People don't always want the pause menu up. They want to be using
Go back.
Same with kind of using the right mouse button to back out of various things. It's the similar kind of functionality we want to be having as well. So those are just some of the improvements that we've done focused entirely around control. Shortcuts has been a big drive as well, making sure we have lots of shortcuts in various tools to make it quick and easy for you to adjust the strength or the snap of things or access things on the browser as well.
Yeah.
Info panels. We call these info panels.
Yeah.
To the layman, it's the thing on the right-hand side.
Yes,
so when you
thank
click
you.
on something, a panel comes up.
Yep.
We call that an info panel. So the improvements for that are showing you what the keyboard shortcuts are. So whilst you're hovering over some of the...
It's like terrain and stuff will show you. Is it terrain
Yeah.
with it? Yeah, there we go.
So whilst you're here, you can actually see what the shortcut is for the intensity slider. So if you want to learn what the keyboard shortcut is to become more powerful, now you can see it in
Nice.
context.
Okay,
You can see what you're going to be using. Excuse me while I ruffle.
Well, your ruffle is something I've not heard before, but I want to keep this. Please excuse me whilst I ruffle.
Whilst you're in the scenery brush and some of the terrain material tabs, we're only showing a short number of options. We've added an option so you can see all of them at once.
Oh, right. Yes, as you showed me this earlier, you just tab down, right? And now you've got...
So now you can see a lot more.
Things, absolutely.
And if you're in the pool builder or the path builder, we've added a shortcut to the extras. So if you're building paths and you want to get to your bins and your benches, nice and quick and easy, there's now a shortcut button that will jump you straight to that in the browser.
Nice. Yep.
And that's it. And some of the info panels we've been doing, that's just some of the stuff we've been
Yep.
talking about. Color picker, really powerful tool.
Yep.
We've got some improvements on choosing colours and it's saving colours. So Adam is
Let
going
me just go and get my
light. He's going to choose a light.
No, he's gone for a
box.
He's gone for a
I'll go
box.
Something
That
different.
has been my colour picker test subject. So now I can click on it. I can say I want it red, and instead of confirming, I just place down and
It's red.
It's red.
Colour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And also, if Adam was going to enter the hex code for red, or maybe a silver.
or maybe I don't know.
Maybe a silver.
a random
It-
number.
that he's not memorised at all.
Now old man eyes need to check that.
so far away.
Hey,
You'll notice that he did not have to enter the hex code.
Yeah,
The
the
hashtag, at the
yeah.
beginning.
So
So
it
you
just
just have
goes
to
in.
enter the six-digit code for that one. And we're also looking at some other improvements as part of on the colour picker, as well as to restoring default and remembering the last colour you've picked, and a bit of usability there, so that it's really powerful.
Yeah. And again, but just faster, just super fast
Yeah.
now to click. I want that colour. It's down. Click. It's in place,
Yeah.
and it's in that code. You've got to confirm it. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You just put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've also been generally looking at the speed at which the UI options across the browser, the tabs, the info panels, how quickly they load up for players. So when you
Yep.
click on something, it's responsive. So you click on the scenery browser, for instance, that comes up, and also the elements inside it load really quickly as well. So that's something
Yep.
we've been looking at as well to make it feel more instant when you're clicking on something. When you're done editing a building,
Yep. I need to be on a building, don't I? Yep.
Yep. He's no Debbie McGee, is he? He's no Debbie. It's an old reference, by the way, chat. If
That's
you
a good-
if you
it's a
know
good
who
reference.
Debbie McGee is, welcome to
It's
my
a good
age.
reference.
But yes, there's a
I
building.
wish I was a millionaire like Paul Daniels was. Anyway, when you're editing a building and you're done,
Done.
it's done.
Just out.
Yeah.
Done. It used to be again multi-stage process again. Done now, you're done.
Yeah.
So you're back to
As
that
That
really
works on
quickly.
Escape as well.
As I say, Escape
Yeah.
also does that, right?
I'm
So
individual. You know, I'm all the way down, manipulating an individual thing. I'm done, and all the way back out to
Yeah.
carry on with
Um,
whatever I want to do now.
Camera options. So on the hood, we have a number of camera options. Before the December's update, that would be cycling through
Yeah.
the three options. Now there's a picker, so you can see what they are going to be and then choose which one you want. So Adam can move into free look mode, or
Yeah.
as opposed to cycling between
Yeah.
the three options. Those are a selection of what we've been looking at for browser, controls, info panel, everything like that.
And that's a lot already. That's a lot.
And
quite a
That
lot.
is- but it's just a selection
lot-
of stuff here
there's
that
some
we haven't
other
covered,
stuff,
but there is
yes.
other stuff. And as I said, someone in the chat did write, I love reading
Change logs.
change logs. I was like, good, because you're going to have a lot.
I love writing them, weirdly.
I
because-
love writing them.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Great. Well, can you write ours for us then? And it saves us
Well,
having to
we are.
translate. Yeah, you probably are right, actually.
Trust me. we will.
Someone just put there, I like David McGee, but not a lot, which is another reference. So that person is welcome to, they're in our age bracket, so they understand it.
Now,
Sticking with update 1.
yes, you're going to say, Rich, that's a lot of stuff, but the game's called Planet Coaster.
Yeah. Are we doing anything with
Are we
coasters?
doing anything with coasters?
Well, let me press F1 to open the coasters.
All right, I can see he's going to latch onto this, isn't he?
And
This is his
I
thing
was
now.
in the blueprint mode already, so it's
Yeah.
remembered that I was in blueprints.
You make one reference to his numeracy skills.
And that's it now.
And
Loading and unloading stations.
Yes, a big request.
Big request.
Yeah.
So we've been working hard on how we can add those to the game, and Adam's going to demonstrate that we have.
Yeah.
It will be.
So what have we got here, Adam?
So,
Oh, sorry.
no, Adam, what have we got, ads?
2 coasters. We have the Sandworm blueprint, which was released in the original in the game on day of launch, which a perfectly lovely layout. It's got its current load and unload station where everyone gets on and off.
Yep.
But the very lovely Alex Modo took this blueprint for me just for tonight, just to demonstrate what it now means is that we've now got separate stations. So here we've got the same blueprint, local copy, where we've now got a purely load section and a new unload station as well.
Yep.
So let's get that in test, and then we can talk a little bit about how it's actually set up as well, because you'll notice some paths and gates going on.
There we go. So it's running around now.
There it is. The flow is as familiar as ever. You build your coaster. You build either the standard load and unload station, or these new load stations, which you do also have the left and right variant, so you can choose which side
Yep.
to load. Then you place your unload station where you want that. Again, it's got left and right variants. And then you place an entrance gate for people to get on. You still place an exit gate for the staff to access the coaster, because
Yep.
your mechanics still need access to the booth to give it servicing and maintenance. And you also need a way to get people off this station still. If you happen to close it while there's people on there, they still need to
Find a
exit.
way to leave, yeah.
So then you connect that up to your path, and then on the exit side, you have another gate, and that's where, in normal running, guests will come along, get off this side, and then join the rest of the Path network to carry on having the best day ever.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, this is really, really cool. People have asked us a lot. I'm very excited to see what people do with this new Load and Unload station and the coasters they create and build. I think Workshop's going to start filling up with some very interesting designs pretty quickly.
Yes, very nice.
But thank you for putting this. I know it's a big, big request. We hear it all the time on socials.
All the time.
So great that you guys have managed to and do it so quickly. So thank you so much to the whole team for
the team has been
in.
working so hard up to launch and post launch for this update as well. So it's been
some real passion behind this game.
But that's not all but you're not stopping there though. And this is only there's still more to go.
We have added a bit of communication when you're building coaster stations as to which side is left.
I get stuck on this a lot.
Left unload, right load.
What shortcut key was it to open up coasters?
F1. There he goes. We're going to need to stop him on this. This is too much. It's too much.
I'm going to clear my search with the X because I can do that very quickly. And then as I'm placing my station,
you can see straight away.
Yeah. This side is load unload on one side, so you have that feedback on the arrows as to which one it is. So we've added a bit of communication to help to support as well the load and unload when you're building those to know which side is which, because not all the stations are asymmetric. Some of them are symmetrical on the transport rides especially. So having that feedback on
it's instant feedback, right? So as soon as you put it down, and again, it's just speed of if you want to start creating, that feedback is there directly for you, and you can get to it really quickly, pop it down and start creating, and come out of it if you want to and go somewhere else.
Now, we've seen some wonderful customized coasters.
Yep.
Incredible ones. We've seen some hilarious ones, and we've seen some very pretty ones, and we loved all of them. But customizable transport and tracked rides is something that you couldn't do, but you will be able to in the December update. So we've added the ability for you able to customize your transport and your track rides.
I think we might have some video of this as well.
Yeah, we do. So we have
there we go.
An example.
This is actually producer Adam customizing.
He also loves a light.
Should we judge it?
What's he doing? He's adding some lights to it.
Oh, okay.
All right, he's not gone OTT on this.
No,
but
there's no trees or fire though.
No, there's no trees or fire.
So
no, we are
I'm okay
taking
with
down
that. Thank
one.
you, Adam.
Yeah.
I'll give that
Do you want to ride our flaming tree bus? And if not, why not?
very different to the Playbus TV show. Another one from
It's a niche reference. But you can now customise.
You can now customise your transport and your tracked rides as well. So all of those tracked rides now, all of our rides on tracks have the ability to do that, as well as your flat rides, which you can't wait to see what the community's going to make.
Yes, There'll be lots of fun stuff. Now, talking about paths.
Paths.
Paths. Paths. Paths.
Paths.
Talking about paths.
Paths.
So yes, that's what we're doing with those.
We are going to take away the logo that appears on the QPAT. So the feedback we've been getting from you guys out there is that you don't like that visual. So we're going to take that off the QPAT. So it won't be there anymore. They're just nice and plain.
Yeah,
and that will happen retroactively as well. So only the box you guys are building, they'll just
vanish. Someone come at night and just scrub away the logos, and you'll be in there.
Be fine.
Cool. Sticking with some of this actually comes into coasters, I think, but this is scenery, right?
Yes. So we've added a number of scenery pieces as part of the update in December. So we've got some coaster supports. So they are as a selection of coaster supports that we're adding to the game. So if you want to have more fidelity and flexibility of what supports your coaster has, we've now added a number of supports, so you can go to your tracks, turn them off, and then manually add them using the scenery tools.
And then when we talk about this earlier, you're right, saying you don't have to turn them all off, you can just turn a section off, and then you can add them in. Okay, cool, so that's really cool.
Our system's dynamic, it's smart, it's trying to make the best supports for where you're putting them, but sometimes it's not
it has to deal with a lot. It has to kind of try to do a good average idea of what a support is. And, people just want the flexibility of doing their own thing.
Yeah, so there's a lot of footers and struts.
Struts, I call them struts. That's not the
That's what you do when you walk, isn't it? A strut.
I do struts.
You do strut. You should strut.
Yeah, I do.
So you have those, and they'll have the ability to change colour as well, so you can change those to embed if you want. And alongside these scenery pieces for coaster supports, we've also got some glass pieces as well. So Adam,
Adam's also got this.
A nice video demonstrating the glass pieces that we're adding in the December update as well. So
can't judge him so much on this one because I think he is just adding glass pieces and scaling them. So we can't judge him for lack of fire.
But they'll have that scaling ability as well. So you can change the size of them if you wish. And the framed versions, the frame can be colour adjusted as well, so you can change the colour of the frame.
Nice, very, very nice.
Well. So again, all those senior pieces will be free as part of the December update.
Cool. And sticking with something that looks cool.
We love water, obviously.
I mean, it's a pretty important part of this game, but yes.
So it's big water parks. The water visuals are something we're very proud of, and the team worked really hard on. And one of the things that we are adding as part of the December update is just a nice bit of visual So for when you go into water, you get nice,
Refreshing, like a little dunk.
nice little water running down the game camera. It also appears when you're in the Flume camera as well.
Yeah. And also, this isn't. I know we're struggling to do this. I was waiting to see if you could pull this off, but
Because it's a wave machine. It's not my fault.
okay, all right,
There's a wave machine.
But it's
Okay.
not. It's not a cheat. It only goes up to the part of the camera that's covered. So
There we go, got it.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
So
you're
yes,
not
if you
cheating.
have the water line, if you've got half and half, it'll hit that, and we love that level
really,
of detail.
yeah.
We love nice things like that.
Yeah,
Just the
it's
water.
it's a nice little. Like you said, detail and care of attention to what's
Yeah,
going on. So that's cool.
Exactly that.
And that one is a palette cleanse for our next one.
Okay, which is sandbox mode. I've got on my sheet here.
Sandbox mode. So the maximum number of guests possible in sandbox mode park. So this change will only apply to PC players. We are now doubling the population cap in sandbox mode from 6,000 to 12,000. In this park, it was set to 2,000, but you can set it to 12,000. Obviously, you need to change your infrastructure of your park to support the new cap, but you can now go to 12,000 guests. We've been working hard.
You've
to
gone
try
one
and
better
make
than
it possible.
Spinal Tap. You've turned it up to 12. So I'm impressed. It's a
I'm
lot
not
of
going to be
people.
outdone by them.
Those amateurs.
I don't know why that's even a comparison, but I'm not going to be
There you
outdone.
go.
by
Take it, own it.
But it
I
is
would.
PC only, and it's only in sandbox mode as well.
them. Yeah.
All right, but that's cool. I know a lot of people are asking for an increase in population cap, so that's coming. That's not all though in sandbox, right?
No, with the ability to control the weather, like,
Weather,
like your
yes.
storm.
It's-
Like some sort of deity. You can now.
You can now override the weather that's happening in sandbox mode. So if you want to make it always sunny,
If you want to force some sales of some umbrellas, you could just flick it onto a storm, boost that little bit of economy, turn off the storm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah,
I'm not
so you've
suggesting
got the
those
ability to
nefarious
do
ways,
that. So we've added those two things in sandbox of more control for the experience that you're trying to build. You're crafting in sandbox mode for various things as well.
Cool, nice. Thank you very much. So moving on from sandbox, should we talk about workshop as well?
Yes, on PC only, we're going to remove the download limit for the workshop items. So,
So we increased it, but now we're removing it, right?
We
So-
increased it. We could quickly increase it to, I think it was 4 gig from 1 gig.
Yeah.
But to go to an unlimited limit to no limit, we
Yeah,
had to make
yeah.
some server changes, and that takes us a bit of time in testing. So now on PC, you'll have no limit. You can download as many blueprints and POCs as your local
desires.
Well, as your local PC will.
Well, yeah. As your heart desires.
Depending-
It's a
yeah.
lie. It's how big your hard
And-
drive is. All right, so
And we've also made a change to this UI so that we're more elements are visible at once.
Yeah.
So you've got up to 18 options
You
at
can
once,
see it
and you
once,
can
yeah.
change back if you want as well.
Caveat, this is an internal workshop
Yeah.
server. These creations aren't available, I'm afraid.
yeah, this is just where we've been
FYI,
testing stuff out.
You're having a little peek behind the curtain tonight, okay?
Yeah, there you go. It's a little look. It's not the same park there because we're testing stuff.
Yes,
so
exactly.
don't worry about that,
That's
chat.
why. That's why.
Look over here, something shiny.
But you can see lots more
Yeah.
creations
Lots of
in one
stuff,
go.
yeah. Just makes it
Yeah.
really easy to go through the different amazing creations that you guys have been making.
Yeah, very cool. Guest staff and maintenance.
Yes, so we've been focused on a lot of the creative aspects of Planet Coaster 2. These improvements are focused on management. So the ride condition decay for coasters and rides has been rebalanced. So looking at your feedback in how some of our parks are working outside, we've rebalanced that. So flat rides, ride condition will deplete slower. So they will take longer for them to run out of good condition.
Yeah,
Conversely, as part of our test, we found that we felt that the roller coasters were depleting too slow. So we just give that a bump up.
Yeah.
So that overall there's a nice
feels-
balance between
yeah.
how quickly your rides and coasters are depleting. Also, because of that, we've adjusted the way that the service jobs work. So now when a ride is automatically calling for help from a mechanic, it calls for them earlier. So they've got more time to get to where your ride is to fix it. We had some feedback that it was happening a bit late, and by the time the mechanic got there, it was a
it's all on
disaster.
fire,
zone.
and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh dear."
And we have reduced the impact of the condition penalty that the power generators and the water generators have. So when they are running out of condition, they were losing a lot of power and water that they were generating, and this was quite a heavy hit we were finding in the park. So they will still degrade, but the lack of power and water will be less.
Yeah.
So
Big-
overall, those changes will make managing parks and maintenance of them be a lot more
But
pleasant.
as you say,
More-
it feels like a minor change, but it's actually a major impact
Yeah.
because it will affect games quite
Yeah.
a lot when you see it in a positive way. 'Cause I think we had some of the feedback about some of this stuff
Yeah.
has come through. So I think when you see this and a new balance, it's going to make playing and managing your park a lot easier and a bit less stressful.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will be
We
a
want you
welcome
to be
change.
managing things in your parks. That's the objective of the game, but the appropriate things, and they were managing the failures of rides too much.
Too often.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
try and even out all the stuff.
All right, next one's it's been on a list a little while. Do you want to talk about the next one?
Guests on Flumes,
Guests on Flumes. Guests on.
which we
No,
always
this
sing
is
to a song.
Yeah.
We are adding as part of the December update. We had some wonderful feedback on the guests on Flumes. So we are adding the ability for the throughput of Flumes to have multiple guests on at once.
Yep.
So you'll now the Rise by now will now have a default. So they'll be releasing multiple riders, multiple occupants at once. So it's before they would wait until they got to the end and then the next person. Now you can have multiple people.
Yep.
This can be adjusted by players as well. So if they want to have rafts leaving every second, they can. If you want to have 10 seconds, you can. It's up to you how you want to adjust that throughput. And what else are we
That's
working?
it.
What else are we working? So we've had some feedback about how people behave on the Flumes. We want to show you stuff, and we will show you some stuff when we are ready to show it to you, and it's just very, very soon. It's not going to be tonight, but it will be next week. We are going to show you something next week about what we're doing with the Flumes and how people behave on the Flumes. I don't know if you want to talk about anything about this now, but we've got a few things that we looked at, but it will be coming in December, so we'll have a look.
We've been looking at the visuals of how guests, rafts and tubes and mats, when they're going down the flume, giving them a bit of variability as they're moving down, as they hit corners and they spin, and having a more authentic, realistic visual as they're moving down or as you're sliding down. So that will be something we're going to be including in the December update. Also, the special pieces and how guests use them and how they, depending on the entry speed, have different results in the special piece. So the fly trap is always the one we go to, which is huge. So it's a great example. Coming into that fast, the guests will go through it in a fast way. They'll have a much higher arc. If you come into it slow, you'll come out of it. You'll be in it really slow as well. So having more realistic behaviours on those special pieces is a gets into them. And we're working really hard on the guests exiting flumes.
Exiting is a nice way of putting it.
Exiting
Not
flumes.
off the end.
Not off the
Maybe.
end, depending on humps or if they're coming into corners at high speed as well. But that is...
We're still working it.
We're still working on it. We're making great progress. It's a very complicated system. We've got some of our top developers on it.
But more than that, we know it's important, and we know it's important to our players.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure before we show you it, we get it in where we want it to be shown. As much as we're keen, and we are keen, we just want to get it right. So keep your eye on our socials next week. We should have something fun for you to have a look at. And it will be in, what we show you next week will be in December. So you won't have that long to wait, because we're nearly in December. We're nearly in December.
We've got a little package of improvements for the visuals of the flumes, the throughput, the visuals that are going down, the special pieces, how they exit them as well. So
there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
We really make a big impact on the flumes that you guys have been putting on.
So we want to give it its own little moment, which we'll have a look at next week. Is that all you've got for me today? Or?
We've got some small improvements to the event sequencer I'd like to talk about, if that's okay.
Okay. Feels like an odd segue, but okay, let's look at the event sequencer.
I love the event sequencer. One of the things we've done is we have an info panel. We've condensed some of the info panels of the event sequencer so you can see more about what's happening in this specific one on the first tab. You can, if you go into the sequence, you now have a lot more control. Adam's using the mouse to drag it up and down.
What
you've noticed is you've got multiple things on the same timeline. That was something
you've noticed.
Thank you.
No, it wasn't. It was something else.
No. I've got some triggable things here. I've got two things. I can't. Again, old man eyes. I can't quite see what.
No, I can read that. I can see what it says.
And so we've got multiple things on a track, which is great. I can resize this window how I want to, sort of, so some of these, whatever they are, I can't remember. What I'll do, let's just close this down.
Change it to nighttime.
I'll change it to nighttime.
It might be easier to see if you make it dark.
And then we'll just kick this one off, shall we?
Yeah.
Again, old man eyes, can't see it. There we go. Let's put it on.
I think continuous. Yeah.
Oh,
probably fine.
We have fireworks.
Oh yeah.
And what's it saying? December 12th.
But that's because that's when
it's coming out. I see what you've done.
I
see what you've done. And this is for all of our players. We'll get the fireworks.
Exactly, yeah. It's part of the free update in December.
In December, we'll
in
be
update
giving
one,
you...
we've got a selection of launched fireworks, as well as numbers, shapes, and letters.
Yeah, so this will be fun. Again, and the event sequence stuff, I know we were playing, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's really nice. Like having multiple buttons on one line. Whilst we're messing around, it's really important. It's cool.
With the fireworks coming in, we wanted to make some improvements to that event sequence because fireworks shows have a lot of them. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them. And we also added some shortcuts as well in the browser, so it's really easy to filter the browser down to elements that can be put onto the event sequencer. So it's easy for you to find your fireworks or your animated scenery as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That was on
yeah.
the info tab that I excitedly forgot about. So
It's
sorry
fine.
about that.
But yeah, we're really excited to be putting fireworks in the game for people to do alongside the event sequence and all the amazing new tools and creativity that we have in Planet Coaster 2.
And also, shout out to Adam for the little display that he knocked up, because this is your work, isn't it?
Well, with all the wonderful tools in Planet Coaster 2, it didn't take me that long.
Ah,
so
easy
put
you
it
did that.
together.
So you
use
did that.
The new event sequencer and away we go.
There we go. Look, chaps, thank you very, very much. There's a lot of stuff there, and
Yeah.
and again, this is highlight stuff. There's more. The changelog is
There is.
vast.
Yeah.
That's a word I don't get to use a lot.
It's a good word.
Except when asked the size of my trousers. Vast, please, because that's what's going to fit me. But so we're going to have this coming out December the 12th.
Yep.
It's going to be landing. We've covered a lot of stuff there about UI, about coasters, about scenery pieces, obviously the fireworks that are coming.
Yeah.
We've talked about flumes. I know people are keen for the flume stuff. We've got some more information for you on that next week, and we have confirmed we are making some changes to flumes in December also. We'll show you those next week, so we're not forgotten. As I said, we're busy working on that. It's important to us as it is to you guys. We want to make sure we get it right for you. I can't thank you enough for coming on. I know it's been
Thanks so
busy.
much.
And
Pleasure.
thank you so much
Always
to
a
yourselves
pleasure.
and the team for all the hard work.
Yeah.
I know you're always watching, you're always listening to everything, and you're working so hard and so fast. So thank you from us. Thank you from all the fans. And I'm sure everyone out there can say thank you in their own way, be it an 07 from the Elite fans, or I don't know what the coaster one would be, but just
Hype
we've
in
got
chat.
Hype in chat. We do have coaster emojis actually in chat, so please feel free to use them for everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We will play out using the magic of production so you can vanish
Teleport
into
away
the
again.
ether,
I don't
teleport
know
away
how I got
again.
there, I'll just go off.
As we've shown, Planet Coaster is all about creativity in your own homes. We had a wonderful chance to work with an incredible influencer called All That Is She, alongside the wonderful music from St Lundy for a custom version of our own trailer, which we're going to have a look at right now, producer Adam.
Must be getting close, 'cause I can see the colors. Never seen the sky like this before. So if the world is waiting for me, then I'll go and see it all. And if it's more ordinary, it'll be better than before. So as I ride this roller coaster, following my heart all the way around. Not running from the old me. I just wanna bring myself to life. I don't wanna be alone, but I just gotta get away tonight. I'm not running from the old me. I just wanna bring myself to life. I don't wanna be alone, but I just gotta get away tonight. Following my heart all the way around the world.
There we go. That's such a fun trailer. Thank you to the wonderful All That Is She, and obviously the incredible St Lundy for the music. It was really fun to help put that together. There we go. That was some amazing Planet Coaster 2
of
news. There's loads of stuff going in there. Loads and loads of stuff. Thank you so much again to Rich and Adam, who always do a stellar job whilst on the show. Before we move on to the next segment, a couple of things. Elite fans, there is Elite coming up. There's a lot of Elite coming up, so you might want to get a cup of tea on the go because there's a fair bit to go through. It's not a short segment. Toilet break now if you're desperate. But before that, we've got these wonderful prizes you might want to attempt to win. How are we going to do this, Chantal?
So, like we mentioned earlier, we have the 3080, we have the keyboard, we have the beanie, we have the badge, we have the water bottle, and of course we have the 4K curved 31.5-inch monitor as well.
Whew.
So just a few little bits.
Just in time for Christmas, right?
Just in time for Christmas, absolutely. So if you want to be in with the chance to win all of these bits and pieces, you have to enter !Planco2. So that is all lowercase.
Someone must have written the rug. No, the rug's ours, right? We keep it crease and all. We're keeping this rug.
It's our rug.
Yeah.
So yeah, !Planco2, all lowercase, and this is a competition for Twitch only.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube.
Sorry.
But if you want to come and join us on Twitch,
Feel free.
come and see
Feel
us.
free.
Make sure to enter, and then we have
Sorry. Oh my God, the wrinkle.
the
Is that what we're
wrinkle.
calling it now? I'll call it a crease, but a wrinkle seems more frontier. Call it a
Old.
wrinkle. It's a wrinkle. It upsets Adam that wrinkle's still here. That's why we must forever keep it. Producer
nodding.
Adam is not happy with it, but yes, there we go. So !Planco2.
Yes.
We do have terms and conditions, which is /something.
Legal.
Well, there we go. So if you have a look at that, but that's your chance to win the competition. We'll close it in a little while, so good luck everyone. !Planco2.
Yes, lots and lots of
All
fun
right,
stuff.
Chantal, sticking with Planet for a little while.
Yeah.
We don't just have Planet Coaster 2, we have some Planet Zoo news, right?
We do. So last month we talked about the fact that there is the Arctic and Conservation Bundle launching, and we have the wonderful polar bears on here. So a lovely sweet little baby polar bear.
It's just playing there. It's
Just
not being forcibly taught how to swim. Get in the water and swim. It's just
Yep.
playing.
And then we also have the Przewalski's horse as well here. We also have 350, or at least 350 scenery pieces.
Yeah, and they go into the scenarios, right? So
Yes, yeah, so we also have these wonderful, there's 3 scenarios that are coming with this bundle. We have this wonderful one, Definite Arctical.
Oh, I
And
see.
this
Still
one is,
something
I know, this one is set in Norway, which I think is very
appropriate.
nice. Yes,
Appropriate for this time of year.
very festive,
Yeah.
nice and cosy. You can make some lovely little scenery there.
You can see, and you're looking at some of the challenges on the side there. So they're not all of them, but there's some of the things you can do. And this is the next one, which is called Global Warming.
Yeah, global.
Which is not so fun, but it's a global. Is it warning?
Warning, yes.
So global warning about global warming. That's what I was doing there, chat.
And this one is based in Mexico.
Mexico. Okay,
Mexico.
Nice. Yeah.
So a nice change around from a freezing cold Norway scene.
Yeah.
This lovely one here, and then we have all of the scenario
Objectives.
objectives
Yeah.
that you start with when you go into this one.
Yeah.
And then our last one, they grow so fast.
There we go.
So
So,
this-
I have to get my eyes shut. I read that as crow. They grow so
They
fast.
grow.
I'm in trouble, chat. I need to get some new glass. I should have gone to Specsavers, shouldn't I? Right, there we go.
Get some binoculars before the next.
I mean, I'm not that
next
old.
stream
All
in the
right,
new
steady
year.
on, young'un. But yes, they grow so fast. That's the third
Yes.
scenario we have coming in this pack. So that's cool.
And we also have my absolute favourite animal in this pack. I hope producer Adam. Producer Adam does.
no, he's even done the sad head shake.
Disappointing. He looks very sad. It has the axolotl in this pack, which I think looks incredible. It's
There
one
you
of
go.
the coolest looking ones. So yes, this is coming out on the 3rd of December. Again,
Nice.
just in time for Christmas.
All right, so that's some great Planet news. Right, I hope you've got your cups of
Yay!
tea
There
ready.
we go.
Oh, there it is. Look.
He got it.
There we go. So, right, we're going to move on now, I think, to Elite Dangerous.
We are.
I have forgotten actually what the asset is we're playing across here. We haven't got one. Oh, excellent. So what we're going to do then is we're going to bring on the wonderful Zach to come along. Do you want to swap seats?
Yes,
You come
I'll-
there, and then Zach, do you want to come across?
Come on, Zach. We'll swap. Run up.
There we go.
Don't know
Lost
which
some of the
camera-
magic there,
hello,
chat, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Pop a seat down. Welcome to the sofa. We've now
The
another
magic
peek
of-
behind. It's been
Yeah.
ruined, isn't it? It's been
very,
ruined.
Very magical.
But
my
we will
transition.
need to close off this competition so we can have a look at some of the chat while we go along. Producer Adam's going to have a look at that, but whilst he's going to find me the winner, welcome back.
Hello.
Lovely to see you again. You're just back from a holiday.
I am, yeah.
Was it nice?
It was lovely, very
Good.
warm.
Can they tell we're filling time whilst Adam finds me the winner? Here we go. We've got the winners come through. So congratulations, Rafi985. All of this good stuff is yours, Rafi985. Make sure to answer the whisper that comes through from our official account, and then we'll find out your details and get this shipped out to wherever you are. So GG, congratulations and all that good stuff. Zach.
Yes, hello.
Shall we start talking about Elite Dangerous? Where do we want to start?
We've got so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Before a much more interesting guest comes on to talk about system colonization, we should probably
I didn't
start.
say more interesting.
I
Equally
think
interesting.
you'll think it's more. Let's start with the Cobra. I think
Yeah, Cobra Mark 5.
Mark 5. Yes. So if producer Adam can pull up my notes, then we'll be good to go.
There we go. He's, I'm gonna have to put some more coins in the slot for producer Adam here.
Yeah,
Here we go. His mouse is moving. I can see it now, chat. His mouse is moving around, but we're gonna have a look at the Cobra Mark 5.
Yeah, I think.
Here we go.
I think we obviously announced the Cobra Mark 5 on the last show.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about what sort of ship it is. So it is a multi-purpose ship. If you're familiar with the Cobra Mark 3, it's similar, but it's the sort of next wave of Cobras. I did make a mistake in the last show. I said it was a medium ship. I'm very sorry, chat, but I will confirm it's a small
It's a small ship.
ship.
It's a small ship. That's okay. It's our first small ship as well, I think.
I believe so. The new wave, yeah.
It's a black screen, and I think it was a misstep. Don't worry, chat. We're going to show you some of the Cobra. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry.
But why now for the Cobra?
I mean, well, while we're talking about it, should we show it? And
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Go on then. Let's have a look.
Adam is ready. Here you go, guys. This is a look at the Cobra Mark 3, Mark 5. Mark 5 in the game. While we talk about it. So yeah, I think why now? Obviously, as we said previously, we've done the other sort of main pillars of Elite this year with the combat, trade, exploration with the other ships. So we wanted to end the year with a jack of all trades ship, and I think with the 10th anniversary of Elite Dangerous coming up, it was kind of the perfect opportunity to look back at the Cobra, right, and see how we could modernise that. And I think, as you guys will see in the footage, the team.
It's really nice. I've said this last time we looked at it, when we looked at some of the concept for this, but it's such a great looking ship.
It is. It's just, it feels like. Don't get me wrong. I love the Python Mark II, but I feel like we're still progress. Like you can see the evolution with every ship and how the team are sort of improving on what they've done, and this just looks incredible.
And the cockpit as well. I'm not sure we're going to talk about the cockpit later on, but the cockpit is it's a unique cockpit as well. It's a new cockpit, so it's really exciting. Elite players spend 90% of their time in the cockpit, so this is a big deal.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can see it right there. It's a bespoke cockpit. It's got a massive view. Like,
yeah.
It's incredible, and I think we'll talk about it. It can fit 3 people in, which for a small ship is quite
It's
unique.
quite nice. Yeah. So how does it compare to the other Cobras then?
Yeah, so I think it's, if you're used to the Cobras, it's similar, but this will probably be the all-round best small multi-purpose ship in the game. Obviously, you can do, the whole point is you can do kind of whatever you want with it, but it's still not going to beat, an actual...
A dedicated class ship, right?
You might find that it beats some of the older ships in a sort of dedicated role, but in terms of the newer ships, it's still not going to be better at the Python Mark II at combat, for example, but you'll be completely fine. So it's not really It's not really meant to be used for solely dedicated roles. It's meant for maybe if you're a new player or you're someone who just wants to get an everyday
taste
ship.
for something. I guess it's a great ship to find out what you really want to do.
100%, yeah. And obviously, as with all the new wave of ships, it has improved SEO capabilities, which is obviously very nice if you're going to be flying around a lot.
Cool. All right, so we've covered up the side of the ship. So does it have a unique selling point? That's the cockpit, I guess, right?
I think so. I think, as we've said, the cockpit is really, where you spend most of your time, and this is probably one of the nicer ones we've had in Elite Dangerous. And yes, you've got the great view. You've also got some view underneath to something, not the same as a Mandalay, but you do have a view lower down, which is important. You've got the free seats, so you can bring 2 of your friends along as well.
I think it was sold to me because I think the first time I ever saw the Cobra, before I saw the external, I just saw the internal shot, which was the shot of someone flying. I think I said it last stream, flying through some ice rings, and it was just a cockpit view, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't really care what the ship looked out externally until I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, it looks great. But I'm seeing people ask like the more techie stuff.
Yes, as always,
how many hard points, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
Do you want to? We are reading notes here, chat, because we're not going to remember all this.
Yeah, this is simple. I'll go for it as always, chat, from my list. So here we go. So hard points wise, it has 3 class 2s, 2 class 1s, and 4 utility mounts.
Okay.
So not bad.
Not bad at all. And what about the internals, optional internals?
So optional internals, it's got 1 class 5, 3 class 4s, 3 class 3s, 1 class 2, and 2 class 1s.
All right. There'll be a test at the end of this, by the way. And what about the core internals?
It feels like an eye test more than anything.
One or two. Yeah.
So the core internals have got Class 1 armor, Class 4 power plant, Class 4 thrusters, Class 4 frameshift drive, Class 3 life support, Class 4 power distributor, Class 3 sensors, and a Class 4 fuel tank.
There we go.
And
nice. So that's the majority of the stats in there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think it's quite tidy, actually, the amount of stuff it's got on there for the size ship it is. There's quite a lot of stuff going on. I guess the question is, that everyone's going to want to know, is when can we get our mitts on this rather beautiful ship?
Yeah, that's always the question. So the Cobra Mark 5 is currently due to release via ARC's Early Access on the 10th of December in the very, very aptly named Elite Dangerous Cobra Mark 5 update.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
It does what it says in the tin,
Does-
right? It is
just like
the
the Type A.
absolutely Ron Seal update name. But yeah, look, it's not long then. So
No, a couple
we're
weeks.
28th today, so we're not long at all, I
No.
think.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's cool. Not long to wait. Yes, we have managed our 4 ships in a year. We have done it.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's in. But that's not just. Obviously, I'm assuming it comes with
Yeah, so-
some optional extras if you want it.
Yep, as you're used to at this point, chat, we'll have some optional extras for you. So we'll have the Stellar Edition of the Cobra Mark 5, and if Producer Adam can bring that up on the screen when he gets a second. That's going to come with the planar red paint job. We've got a nice video here that's going to sort of just skim
Cycle
through
through
the
some of
different
them, yeah.
paint jobs that are available. This ship kit, I believe, comes with 6 pieces that you can
Yeah.
obviously alternate the front, back to however you like it. I'm not sure if Producer Adam managed to get some images of the different ship kit variations. If so, let's whack them on and have a look.
There we go. Cool stuff.
Yeah, so this one, obviously, you can see the front's different. We're just changing around with that kind of thing.
That's great. If we are getting any issues with Zach's audio, apologies. It might be the mic is
Here we go.
having a moment.
Let me see if I can fix it.
See if that works. See if that sort of changes things. See if that's better chat. But there we go. You can obviously chop and change. If there's parts of the ship kit, like all our ship, well, most of our ship kits, you can change, put them in, put them out. If you don't like a bit, you can take it off and
Yeah,
wear
of
other
course.
bits. Wear other bits? That's not right.
I mean,
you wear them.
the ship is wearing.
The ship is a
things.
person,
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
The ship is a person.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else we want to talk about in terms of sort of what might be coming up? I know Black Friday is around the corner. Everyone keeps talking about Black
Yes.
Friday and questions
Yep.
about certain paint jobs.
Yep. So Black Friday sales are currently ongoing on the Elite Dangerous game store for the next couple of weeks. So we have right now available the Midnight Black paint jobs.
So good. in
Finally
Midnight
on the
Black. Yeah.
Typhoon Mark II and the Type 8. I know these are obviously very popular. It's always been one of the biggest requests. As soon as the new ships were revealed, I think one of the first questions was, when can I get it in black, like the Batman quote.
Batman, yeah.
But we're also, I'm pleased to reveal, as of popular demand, we're going to have the Midnight Black available tomorrow, I believe, on the Mandalay. So here's
Oh, okay, yeah. Nice.
Yep.
So straight away. Yeah.
And then I've just thrown in another image of it with the
That
Quest.
actually reminds me of the Batwing. That reminds me of the Batwing, that image. Yep, yeah.
It does, yeah. And here's it with the Quest ship kit, just because it's a really awesome ship kit. So nice little package there. And just in case...
Someone's just saying, like, can we get chrome, please?
Oh, well, everybody asks for chrome.
What about
and
chromed?
Chromed, gold, golden. Can
Yeah.
we bring back one? I like this one, I like that one. I think, yes, we're going to
All
bring
right,
them back. So let's cycle through, Producer Adam, these 4 images. We're going to bring back gold, golden, chrome, and chromed. So you can basically take your pick.
Yeah,
These
have a
are
look.
gonna-
No more fighting amongst which is better. You can have them.
Yeah, these are not going to be available right away, but they are going to be coming super
Yeah.
soon.
They'll be coming. Get ready because they will be hitting the store.
Yeah, and we'll be watching to see which ones are the most popular.
Yeah, we'll see which ones you like.
Yeah, because this is something that people have been asking about.
I
for a
get
long
confused.
time.
What is the one that makes the ship look like a mirror? Is that chromed? Chat will tell me. Is it
Chat
chromed?
will know. Chat will know. I think it's chrome is the really shiny
It's that one, I think. It's that one. But that's the one I like the best.
Yeah,
The one I like the most.
I understand. I think I do too. But yes, they are coming back as of popular demand.
All right. Anything else coming to any of our ships?
Yeah, one more thing we want to show. This is coming soon, TM. No actual date on this, but we just wanted to show it because it's really
Yeah.
cool. So this is the Type 8 Runner ship kit,
Ooh.
which I think really, really changes up
Yeah.
the look of the Type 8. So if for some reason you don't like the original look of the Type 8,
This
or you
makes it
just
look
look for...
a bit cleaner, a bit sleeker, right?
Yeah.
But I like the grabby look. But this is also really cool.
It's so cool. It reminds me of like... I said it to you earlier and I forgot. It's completely blanked out of my head. That old PS1 game, Wipeout.
Wipeout, yeah.
And you've sort of had some similar thoughts of what
I don't know why. And I think
something in your head.
it's just because of the way that the two prongs are and the dome. It just reminds me of Ed 209. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but it's me. I'm just going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm just desperate to live in the 80s, Zach. That's all it is.
Yeah,
So.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand really because I was born after the 80s.
Oh, right. Oh, it's not you at all. I had enough with Chantel earlier on. Chat my life.
But yeah,
Right,
that's it in terms of cosmetics, Cobra, plenty of stuff coming there.
Nice. And then, is there anything else Elite news before we move on to another segment?
There is, yes. So you might have seen it already on socials, but I believe we are now, Elite Dangerous is now free. The base game, Elite Dangerous, is free via Amazon Prime Gaming on the Epic Games Store. Right. So again, we keep saying this almost every month, but if you've got friends who have been sort of on the fence wanting to jump into Elite Dangerous, bring them in. We've got the 10th anniversary. It's a great time to play.
Yeah, stuff is happening.
Stuff is certainly happening.
Stuff is happening.
We've got lots and lots for everyone to sort of engage with. So definitely jump in to Elite Dangerous.
All right, now you're going to stick around. We'll come back to you in a little while.
Yeah.
Because that's not all. As I said, get your cup of tea. That's quite a chunk there about the Cobra Mark 5 coming December 10. But obviously, system colonisation, I got a chance to sit down with Piers. So let's chat system colonisation and roll this video. Right, I'm here with the wonderful Piers Jackson. Hello, Piers. It's been a hot minute since we've been on a sofa chatting like this.
It's been a while, actually. Probably a bit too long.
Yeah, too long. So for people that don't know who you are you? What do you do?
I'm Piers, and I'm the game director on Elite Dangerous.
Nice. Well, look, it's been a busy year for Elite Dangerous this year. We are going to talk about system colonisation.
Yes,
but before we get there, how's the year been for yourself and the team, I guess?
It's been fantastic and terrifying in equal amounts. It's been very, very busy. We set out with some pretty big objectives for the year, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start on the fact we were going to start new ships.
Yep.
We've had 3 new ships.
Yeah.
We've got 4,
yes.
1 in development. We're flying around in that at the minute. It's a fantastic ship, so we're looking forward to releasing that. But that's pretty big news.
Yeah.
Things weren't going very well for humanity at
Not
the start. Of the year. No, things were pretty bad. It was looking bleak. But
I think Plato said it best. He said we were getting a kick in at the
yes,
start. Yeah.
quite a royal kicking with 8 feet at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was going pretty badly for humanity, but that got kind of turned around as the year went on, and you know we were getting towards, dare I say, the end, or something nearing the end.
Nearing the end?
Yeah, maybe that final Titan. What's it going to do?
I don't know. Everyone's very confident. They've been just sort of laying into the like. There was a moment when the first Titan went down, which was a great moment to watch.
Yep.
And you could tell that, you know, like our players, and we love them to pieces, but there's a confidence that grew with them, and then the second Titan went, and the third, and the fourth. A lot of confidence in our players about the Thargoids, and just giving them the good news, but only 1 Titan left.
There's only 1 Titan left. What could it do? Could it just be going to run away?
I mean, I would. If I was, I'd be off. I'd be on me how many toes they've got. I'd be off. I want all of them to scamper away.
But and it's always interesting to know whether how the Titans and the Thargoids in general are thinking. You know, we're applying a lot of
human logic to them.
Human logic over what their goals of the war have been, and how well it's been going for them.
Well, I'm sure. Look. Humanity, I say we, I mean, I've kept myself out of the fight thus far, I've kept myself out of the fight, but I think we'll find out soon enough, because, you know, we are taking the war to the final Titan. It's pretty worthwhile, you know, just keep an eye on that, I would say, for players, just to keep a close eye on what's going on. So yeah, the war has progressed. It's been a long one as well. Like I want to say 2 years nearly.
We've been going at this for about 2 years now, and obviously the plan dates back probably the best part of a year before that. So from us, it's a big undertaking. You know, it's a full procedural war. You know, we've let the players play this through. You know, we've had key events in there, but this has been very much a player-led initiative, and that's been a big mantra for the year in total. Actually, you know, with some of the other features we've been looking at, bringing power play online.
Yes.
Again, kind of putting the emphasis on the players' hands for the narrative to be something that players are generating, and the actions and activities they're doing. I use the phrase leaving kind of scars on the galaxy.
It's a really cool phrase though, but it makes sense.
So the narrative elements of, you know, the husks of Titans still being left behind, the end of the Salvation finale, that's still there, and now we've got players who are actively changing the shape and nature of the galaxy with power play.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. I think we discuss this a lot, sort of behind closed doors, about how, you know, we love telling stories, and we do love telling stories, but the most effective stories are ones that players create their own, when they create their own narrative and they push stories and player-driven stuff. And creating the tools for them to be able to do that on a galactic level is no small task. And I think power play is the first step. And we're seeing it's a huge mechanic. You know, at first glance, it's power play 2.0, but it's a galaxy-wide mechanic, right? So how's it been going for the team seeing it in play now? Because you know, it's great testing it, but when you put it out into an actual galaxy, things change, right?
No, it's been great. It's been a big undertaking. You know, the goal with power play really was to take a system that wasn't being used very much and bring it back into the core game loops. So that everything that players are currently doing in the game would feed into power play. So if you want to be a trader, you can do power play as a trader. If you want to do combat, etc., etc. That's a lot of intertwined systems. There's an awful lot of code and server networking stuff to unpick in there. So, yeah, that went live just over 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I think so.
Our player base has always did a fantastic job of finding the odd exploit here and there. So we had our usual whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole scenario of trying to get the game back into a point where it's balanced for everyone, so that we didn't have this is a golden path, you must undertake that route to do it, otherwise you're wasting your time. So we've got that into a reasonable position now, and that's why we also took the opportunity after watching 2 weeks worth of data to do the rebalancing on the merit awards, just to give people an accelerant. It's always really, really difficult when you're putting the designs of these things together to understand just how much effort certain things take, and the time loops and the time loops in Elite are long. So it's always a case of we have to go and usually a little bit high and then balance down. So hopefully we're in a better place on that now.
And I think that's one of the things, and we'll talk more about this as well going forward, because it's sort of an edict that sort of flows through everything that we're doing sort of this year and then into next. But yeah, I think we saw it with engineering rebalance, right? So we do actually value players' time, and it's very important to us that they spend time playing the game. So that's something that's super important to us. And again, with power play, you know, we don't want it to become excessive, but we do want it to be a challenge. We do want it to be worthwhile. We want it to give perhaps guidance to maybe new players, like who come in and they want something to like a bit more structure to how they play the game. I think one of the things I've always suggested is if you're new to Elite, maybe pledge to a power straight away, do those initial missions, because then it gives you something to do. Other players will just go out into the galaxy and just become mavericks, do whatever they want to do. But I've found a bit of structure with power play is better, but finding that balance between time and effort is super important to us.
Yes, and do those initial missions. Otherwise, you are not going to be on the power play ladder.
We've seen. We actually watching the stats. We're seeing people doing so much stuff in power play, but you haven't done the initial mission, so you're not going to rank up.
You need to consolidate your pledge. Just on the player time issue, that has been a pillar for us this year.
Yes.
We've been really mindful of some of the more grindy elements of Elite. So as you mentioned, we went back and had a good dig through everything on engineering, both space and on foot from Odyssey. I think that's in a better place now. We certainly seem to be quite happy with it. The SEO was obviously another major play that we brought in very early on. We wanted to bring that in through the narrative of Thargoid technology, but to allow players just to get out of those gravity wells, make the journey time just that bit shorter, so that you can get to the activities you want to do. But also, we don't want to compress the galaxy to a point where travel in Elite is irrelevant. It's still a big.
It still has to be a
challenge,
right?
So it's a very fine balance. But being mindful of time has been something we've all been looking at this year.
Yeah, and in the benefit of being mindful of time, let's move on to system colonisation. I've been waiting for this. So system colonisation is another galaxy-wide, I guess, mechanic, because players can engage in this and really shape the galaxy. What was the thought process behind system colonisation? Like, what's the idea behind this in general?
So this of all the things in Elite, from a personal point of view, this is the thing I've wanted to do most of all. So really, this is the expansion of the bubble. So we've now allowed the bubble to be much more dynamic in terms of what's happening with power play. But this is about growing the bubble, whether that be just making it bigger or
shooting off,
building little roads out into the distance so you can colonise new areas. It's allowing our players to create Colonia 2, or frankly do whatever they want with it. It's giving the keys to the galaxy back to people and allowing them to develop their own narrative.
Again, it's back to that whole idea about this is now, and this is a huge moment, like make no mistake, this is a huge undertaking. So when we talk about system colonisation, this is literally saying, here is the mechanics of the galaxy. It's yours now to shape however you want to shape it, and do what you're going to do with it. But it's go out and expand the bubble, expand the chosen power if you want to do that as well, or just build bridges out into the deepest parts of the galaxy.
It's going to be a really interesting social experiment. And we don't know what the outcome of it will be.
No, like I say, I've said this forever. I've been here now for 4 years, and I played Elite prior to that. I've always marvelled at it. We create tools expecting players to do one thing, and they do the exact opposite to what we're planning to do. So this will be no different. So let's get to the juicy stuff. So talk me through, if you will, the flow. And we will have some footage that will come over this. We'll show you some stuff of system colonisation. How does a player go about colonising a system?
So the opening part of system colonisation always begins with a claim.
Right.
And you will make a claim from a new contact, system colonisation contact.
Very Ron Seal, does what it says in the tin.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
easy to find.
Yeah.
And you will find those in inhabited systems in the bubble.
Yep.
We're going to start with the bubble, and we'll see how things go from there. So you will be able to purchase the claim for credits and pick an uninhabited system within a distance. Currently we're looking at about 10 light years, but within a distance. And if no one else is making a claim on that, you can put a claim down for it. That will load you up with a colonisation navigation beacon, and you will have 24 hours to travel to the claim system and deploy that colonisation beacon.
Yep.
That will begin your claim. If you don't do it within 24 hours, then it reverts, and we need to do that to stop people blocking systems.
Yeah.
And you can only do one of these at a time.
Yep.
So we want to give people the opportunity to do this, but not to start blocking other people from playing the game. As part of that process, you will be able to select your primary starport. They will all be spaceports of some type for the primary one, and the location will already be predetermined on the target system.
Yep.
A colonisation ship will arrive. I'm sure we've got some pretty cool footage of this.
This will be playing now on screen. This is a big ship.
This is huge. This is probably one of the largest vessels we've got in the game. It's very, very big. It has a lot of very, very large landing pads.
And why would you need large landing pads, Piers?
It has one very specific function, which is to receive goods from ships. So the construction effort for each of the stations will have a different construction. It's a shopping list, if you want.
With materials that you need, right?
Of materials. And the materials will vary depending on what you're building. But obviously, bulk construction materials are going to be the largest amount.
A bit of metal.
And then whether you need computers or whether you need Levy and Brandy or whatever it is, that comes afterwards. If you're
know what station I'm building.
I know exactly where you're going. So the list appears, the construction ship arrives, and you and any other player can deliver goods to that colonisation ship. And when the list is complete, it will be deployed. The new port will be deployed. This initially for the spaceports, they will be in an under construction phase. They will be there. They will look like an airport terminal that's not quite finished. So not all the people will be in place. Some of the facilities will be turned off. It will not be fully in orbit and it will not be spinning. So there is a reduced functionality set there. And then on the Thursday, it will spin up and be deployed into orbit.
Nice. Cool. So now you've got your starport. Colonisation ship, what is that? That goes away now?
So that will disappear after a period of time. It'll be there for a while, but it doesn't really serve any purpose, but it'll be in the scene at the same point as the space station.
So now I have my starport. What are my choices now that I've got a starport? Can I colonise the system? Can I move on from the system? What's the options?
So two things that will happen once the primary starport goes down, and you must complete this within a period of time as well.
Yes, that's important, right? Yeah. So
and the primary starport is a special case. There's a time limit on that, again, to stop the process becoming blocked. So you have to complete it within a period of time. It has an inherent cost, and it also will have some infrastructure cost for what comes afterwards. So the primary one costs you a bit more in terms of effort. Once it's complete, though, two things happen. The colonisation beacon becomes a proper nav beacon. So that's the kind of the law step of why these systems have nav beacons in. And more importantly, I guess from a colonisation point of view, the new contact will appear on that space station.
So now we can do, if we want to go move on beyond that 10 light years or so, we're working on.
So this allows you to jump into the next system if you want, or daisy chain, as you say, build roads out into the black. And that is the point why we have to say you must complete these things before moving on.
I think it's good to point out that the primary starport or colonisation in itself is a big undertaking. If you're doing this as a single player, as a group, this is no mean feat, right? I mean, I know we've had fleet carriers in the past, we can accumulate credits, but this is actually you have to play the game, you have to deliver the resources, you have to build this starport. and then if you want to move on, you can do. And I know people have really sort of mentioned about doing sort of daisy chaining right the way out, and that's great. But that is to be really difficult because you will have to get the resources all the way out. And if you're not colonising systems before then, it's going to be hard to get that resource and then bring it out right.
Yeah, and I mean, so you're right. There's a lot of effort involved in this, and the resource chain is a really interesting part of this whole puzzle. In terms of the effort it takes, that's something we're going to have to do in balancing.
Yes.
So we're going to be working when we deploy this. We'll go out and we will have to spend some time getting it balanced.
I think now's a fair way to announce it. I think what we're going to be doing with system colonisation is we're going to be launching into beta. I'm not sure how you say that. I'm going to say beta.
Works
whatever. Tomato. And we'll be doing it early next year. Now, I know we wanted to do this year.
Yep.
But I think when we looked at doing PowerPlay 2.0 and we looked at it's a galaxy-wide mechanic, and there's a lot to tweak, and we're still just adjusting some levers on PowerPlay 2.0, and we want to get it as right as possible when we pop it in. But there is going to be a degree of we won't know until we know of it going out, and so we're going to pop it out. It'll be in beta, but it'll be functional. You'll be able to play it, and there'll be some adjustments we'll be making whilst we gather the data of what players are doing.
Yeah.
And again, whilst we did want it this year, and I did say it will be coming this year, so that's on me. But it will be coming early next year, so we will have it in for you. So you haven't got very long to wait, and we have something in between there and then, anyways, with the Cobra Mark 5 for you to play around with. So you'll be busy. So we've got the system, and the primary starport was in place. If I don't want to move on, say I found the system that I want, and I've got to that system. What can I do when I'm in that system now?
So as the person that's deployed the primary starport, you are now effectively the system architect.
Right.
This gives you some level of control of the development that can occur in that system. And I think you'll be, the nature of what you do in these systems will depend on the actual system itself. So you can scan these things in advance and find out how many available slots for additional development there are. And so, some systems are probably going to be looking like they're worth more than others, based on the availability of what you can do afterwards.
And that will link into PowerPlay, I'm assuming. So if
all of this is completely seamless with PowerPlay. So when at the moment the primary starport goes down, you have the basis of a population there, but the system is not controlled by power.
Yep.
So it is subject to
free and
PowerPlay
available.
rules. However, the faction that you bought the claim from will be brought over. So in terms of the BGS, you can bring your factions into the new system.
Okay, very interesting for players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to answer the rest of the question, though, in what can I now do with my new system? So we give you a certain number of actions you can deploy in terms of construction sites, and we give you some locations. Now, the way this happens is a little bit different if the facility is in space to if it's on a planet. Let's deal with space first.
Yeah.
If I go to the system map, I will be able to see all the potential locations for deploying a space facility. That could be another port or any of the facilities that we brought online during Horizons.
Yeah.
And you can select those locations and choose something that's appropriate to be deployed there. That will then summon a construction site, and I think we'll be able to show some of those, space construction sites. And again, the process of delivering goods to
begins.
That, again, it just repeats itself. So you can deliver goods, and once they're finished, that new facility will be deployed.
Yep.
The facilities come in a variety of tiers.
Yep.
So obviously, if you want one of the really big spaceports, an Acellus or something like that, that's going to take a lot of effort. But it also means you need a little bit of supporting economy. So some of the smaller facilities you need to build to unlock the mid-tier ones. You need to build a certain number of mid-tier to unlock the really large-scale ones. This happens on both space and on the planet surface. So these things are interchangeable. When we go down to the planet surface,
I was waiting for this.
It's a little bit different. So this is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
You're going to be actually pick the location that you want your surface facility to be, whether that's an Odyssey facility or a full planet port or any of the Horizon facilities. You will be able to fly around, locate where you want it to be.
I think we've got some work in progress footage of this as well.
We do, and it's super cool. Pick the location, change the orientation, and then that will become where it's deployed. Again, we put a ground-based construction site there. Again,
I'm not going to say it. I'm sure if Alec Turner's watching, you can have a look at this, Alec. Tell me what you think of it. But yeah,
all the ground. So we build a ground-based construction facility. Again, people deliver goods there, and that once it's complete, the surfaced facility appears.
Yep.
Now, all of these things are interlinked in terms of the system economy. So if you're building mining facilities, then the local economy will become a mining economy. Same with agriculture, everything else. Some of the facilities you can put down may be adding buffs in terms of population, or they might be reducing your system security level if you're trying to build an anarchy system.
Yep.
So all of these things have an interconnection. The more of an economy you put down, the stronger the economic drive will be. Ports bring in population. Population generates more economic drive. So the more you build, and the more you focus on what you want to build, the more direct you'll get to the economies you need. Now, why is that important? It could just be important because you want to build your system out and you like it, and you actually want Arf's Bar to be sitting somewhere.
Would you stop saying bars and Levy and Brandy? Well, it's accurate, but you know.
I know you well enough. I know you're going to build that holiday resort with a bar in it somewhere. You might want to just build this out and invite people there. But equally, if you're into more long-range colonisation, you don't want to be coming back to the bubble every time to actually pick these goods up. You're going to want to be coming to, maybe little bubble areas that have been built out that have fully functioning economies, and that's why you do.
That's what I'm excited for, because that's why I think the Galaxy is going to change. I think we're going to see certain factions will push the bubble naturally outwards, but I do think we're going to see player-led groups, and you're going to get these daisy chains with like mini bubbles, industrial bubbles, where they're like feeding backwards and forwards, and we're going to see these tendrils just reach out into the deepest parts. That's what I'm most excited for, just to see players how far they're going to go with this. I also want to see, because I know there'll be a player who wants to do it on their own. It's going to go all the way out as far as they can. But yeah, this is super, super exciting stuff. And the placement of the ground facilities, when I saw this, because when we obviously I'm very lucky to see some of the stuff sort of way ahead of time. When you said, oh, you can just pop it down where you want, I was like, what? So you can find that incredible vista. You can get your tourist settlement if you want to, and you can just spin it around, put it like on a crater's edge with that amazing sunset, and be like, bam, that is my facility, and that's there for everyone to, and it's yours. You are the system architect. This all belongs to you, and you can't lose it, right? So the powers might change, but it still belongs to the architect, right?
Yeah, the BGS or the powers may move over the top, but it belongs to the system architect in terms of that person has control over what can be deployed into the system.
Yeah.
But anyone can enter it.
All right, so I've obviously told you what I'm most excited for. What are you most excited for in system colonisation?
I'm waiting to see what our players do with colonisation in a way that we haven't predicted, because it's going to come.
Oh yeah. There's no way we know what we're going to do. We think we know, but we don't.
Well, that's kind of the point, really, isn't it? It's power play and colonisation. Here you go. Yeah. Do what you want with it, and we'll see what the outcome is.
All right. Well, we've gone through the process. I think players now understand it. We'll talk more about this in the. I don't know, because this has been the last. Yeah, we'll talk more about this before it launches. There will be some questions from players. I think we might actually be worthwhile opening up a forum thread somewhere to see if there's any questions players might want to ask, and we can maybe answer some.
Sure.
We are still working through some of this, though. As we mentioned, there's some stuff we're still working through. So please don't ask for specific numbers, because honestly, at the moment, we're still working through them. So we don't have them.
The numbers are very much in flux, and they will be over the next month. So.
Yeah. So Piers, look, it's been great having you on. This has been a fantastic year for Elite Dangerous. Super proud of what we've all achieved as a team. Really enjoyed watching the players take part. I'm very much looking forward to 2025. I'm guessing you and the team are as well, right?
Absolutely. It's been a really, really good year for us. We've really enjoyed it, and we've really enjoyed watching the reactions of all the players to everything that we've put out this year. So yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, look, don't leave us along next time. I'll grab you back for some more coffee and some more questions probably next year, Piers.
Thank you very much.
All right. See you in a bit. There we go. So that was a look at system colonisation with the incredible Piers Jackson. Great to have him back on the sofa. So some 07s for Piers, that'd be great. So yeah, look, exciting stuff. The placing of actual ground facilities is
I
great.
yeah.
Something to note, I did check this with Piers afterwards. I was like, if you place down a ground facility, and he obviously goes into one of those different construction yard sort of things, I'm not going to say that they look like anything in particular. I'm not going to say they look like a racetrack at all. But I'm saying if you were just to leave them and not build on them, they would stay like that.
Yeah, they stay.
Just saying.
Yeah.
FYI. Also, there's a couple of bits in there. We mentioned it was going to launch into beta early next year. And it is early next year. It will be coming, and that'll be functionalities for everyone. But it's for all players. We'll be able to get hold of this and play it. So we'll be able to play it. And when we look at some of the numbers that we use to build starports and facilities and stuff like that, again, I think it came across. We are literally just eyeing this all up now because we don't know what it's going to be for players to do. So we're legitimately trying to find a way for you to play with it, absorb that data, and then see what works and what doesn't. And I'm seeing the comments there about the 10 light years. Again, it's for assessment. We'll look at that sort of stuff. When we think it's too short, or your player's saying it's too short, we'll adjust it. But also remember, when we say 10 light years, it doesn't mean you can only expand 10 light years from the bubble. It means that's your jump range, and then 10 years after that, and 10 light years after that. So you could feasibly, it could be 1,000, 100,000 light years if you daisy chain them out.
Yes, it might take a long time, but the galaxy is pretty big.
Yeah. So again, also, as I said, we want to assess all this sort of stuff. It's very, very exciting for us. Really excited to see all the stuff for Elite this year. Again, on me, I did say, and I doubled down on it saying it was coming this year. We really want to get in this year, but I think you appreciate what we're trying to do is make sure we get these right. These are galaxy-wide mechanics, super, super important. They work hand in glove with each other, power play, system colonisation. So we want to get this as right as possible when we put it in your hands so we can get the data and feedback and start tweaking it and pulling those levers. So stay tuned. We'll probably give you a little update actually in December because we're going to do like a pre-recorded show. So you'll see some of this. It won't be live. It'll be pre-recorded. So we'll get some more data for you. If we have some news, we'll pop it in the December update. Obviously, we'll notify you on socials. Right, you're going to stay there. Can I get the wonderful Chantel back on? Because we're gonna close up the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on. This is the last live show of the year. There will be one more. I want to thank everyone for tuning in every month as you have done. I think we've done 13 shows in all this year. Some of them have been extra shows. We've done one from Gamescom. Yeah. These have been really, really fun. It would be remiss for me to not thank our mods, as always, for the support you've given us this year and every year that you have done. To my wonderful co-host, Chantel, thanks for stepping in and being so wonderful and supporting me. But a huge love to producer Adam, who we don't really see a lot on camera, but he does a huge amount of work every single show just to make sure that things work as they should do. It's been an incredible year for us. We've enjoyed ourselves, not just for the wonderful launch we had with Planet Zoo on console, F1 Manager 24. We've done an incredible Planet Coaster 2, and now all the wonderful stuff for Elite Dangerous. We're going to be back next year with more goodies for you to enjoy. Hope you've had a great one. And oh, by the way, if you're thinking that the war with the Thargoids is just coming to an end, you better stay tuned to our socials tomorrow. Bye all. Mwah.